everyone, this is Casper the Boy Diviner with you today, and today I wanted to cover a deck that I had for a while, but I have not been able to use it. At the same time, it's a deck that I really like. So, why I don't really... Okay, maybe first I'll show you the deck. It's the Chinese Tarot. So, I don't know if you can see this, I don't know if it's too glossy. It's the Chinese Tarot by Zui Guoliang. I highly suspect that the spelling here is wrong because there is no Hanping for J-U-I, it's always J-I-U, so I have a feeling it's Jiu. In any case, it's a lovely deck. I'm always very wary when I see decks that are inspired by Asian culture, like anything that is not done by someone from the culture. I highly suspect it. Like, I'm not sure if the Kuan Yin Oracle, I know there are a few, it's done by someone who is Chinese and also worships Kuan Yin, because when I see some of the images, even though they're done by an Asian artist, how they correspond to the word or things like that, I feel like those are random women. They are not depictions of Kuan Yin, and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. But of course, I understand that if you do resonate with her and those oracles do resonate with you, it's by all means use those. At the same time, what I'm trying to get at is that it is hard to find, you know, decks that are in the Western tradition, like tarot, that represents the Chinese culture accurately, and I think this Chinese tarot deck really does do that. At the same time, maybe because of that, some of the images and things like that are not so resonant and not so usable. Firstly, maybe we can talk about the cardstock. The cardstock is very glossy. I find it very hard to use. I find the backing a bit gaudy. Even though it's beautiful, I find it a bit gaudy. Gold and red is significant colors in the Chinese culture. They are meant to bring success and prosperity, things like that. But I think it's pretty gaudy. I don't think we always read tarot for like success and prosperity. So in any case, I'm just going to go through the major arcana and a few choice cards that I really enjoy. Maybe also showing you with some of the problematic cards that I don't know how to read. Okay, so maybe we can start with this. The major arcana, the Fool. Okay, one aspect of the cards I really like here is that they have tiny Chinese characters on the side. So this is 傻子. 傻子is basically a fool. This depiction of the fool is really the original beggar character in most of our Chinese books and series, things like that you watch. This reminds me of one of the Eight Immortals, where he's always drunk, he acts like a beggar, but he's really truly enlightened inside. And I think part of his appearance is to see how people react to him. So that's very interesting. The Magician, very traditionally Taoist. The High Priestess, this is a nun. The Empress, Huang Ho. So I'm basically doing a quick walkthrough of this also because I've seen a few walkthroughs of this deck, but it's not by people who are from the culture, and so I thought I could maybe share some of my own cultural thoughts on this deck. So this is the Emperor, always signified by gold dragons. Heavenly Master instead of Hierophant. So I think this is one of the first Taoist masters who has done a lot of things for the Taoist magic. Also, I would say that the Little White Book, while sometimes it doesn't exactly say who or what, like the first one, the Fool, reminds me of the Eight Immortal, one of the eight immortals, but the book doesn't say that. But for the Heavenly Master, they do say that it is Zhang Taoling. Sorry. So and they go through a lot of things like the yin yang symbol, the eight trigrams, things like that. It's very interesting. And the Lovers, This is basically the Chinese Cupid. We have a pair that are usually shown, one boy and one girl. The Chariot. Strength. I love this. I used to study this myth in one of my textbooks, my Chinese textbooks. So basically, this depicts Wu Song Da Hu. Wu Song is a guy who is really strong. And what happened was he got really drunk and someone told him, hey, you better not cross the bridge. There is a wild tiger around. And he was like, whatever, I don't care about tigers. I can defeat them easily, even though I'm so drunk. I've drunk so much, but I don't care. And he basically went. The tiger did attack, and guess what? He killed the tiger with his bare hands. So, knowing this backstory versus the traditional, basically here you can see this is Wu Song Da Hu. It's like at odds with the compassionate strength that the Western tarot usually depicts, you know? The Hermit, Ying Shi, Wheel of Fortune, Ba Gua. This is the 8 trigrams. I do have a video about that. I covered all the images and how you can envision them. Justice. I believe this is one of the gods that enacts justice. Hanging Ghost. One of a lot of Chinese myths come from ghosts that come from suicide. So this could be triggering to people, cause usually hangman is usually like he's still alive, he's just hanging upside down. This one is 吊死鬼. So it basically is a ghost that comes and haunts people after they want revenge, probably for what they've done, what they have suffered in their life. Death. I think this is Yama. Temperance. The bell at the back says 4, which is Buddha. The devil. Very interesting, because these characters are not really the devil in Chinese culture. They are the gatekeepers of hell. So when you see them, you know you're on your way to hell. Like, oh hi. The Tower. I think these are some standard demons in the Chinese mythology. The Star. All the animals around him are the auspicious animals, and he's one of those gods. Lao Shou Xing. So basically, we do call some of our gods stars. So he is one of them, Lao Shou Xing, which is old longevity star. The Moon. This is another one that I resonate with a lot. The Moon here is Chang'e. Chang'e, basically that's the story, and I'll show you. It comes with the sun. The sun and the moon here, these two mythical beings, they were married. So I'm not sure. So basically, in Chinese mythology, there were once 10 suns in the sky, and it was so painfully hot that nothing could grow, and all humans are so tired. They usually take turns, but at one point they were like, we're just gonna all appear because we're brothers. We're gonna appear and just see what happens. So everyone was suffering, and this guy called Hoi decides to shoot down these suns, and he shoots down 9 of them, leaving only 1 sun left. So when he killed 9 of the suns, I think the Jade Emperor, one of Shangdi, people use Shangdi for the Christian god now, but the Jade Emperor, basically the deity, was so impressed by his deeds and was very thankful for him for helping the whole world. He gave him a pill of immortality. So Hou could have eaten that pill of immortality and become an immortal. But he didn't. He was just celebrating, things like that. Some people said he was like too complacent, too arrogant in his celebrations, and left that pill aside. His wife, alright, Chang'e. So in some myths, they make her out to be like some devious person. She crept into his room, ate the pill, but once she ate the pill, she started to float erratically up into the sky, up towards the moon. And this is not what she wants. She didn't know becoming an immortal meant leaving the world. And Hou being so angry, he was trying to shoot her down, but he failed, and she just floated all the way up into the sky. So you can see that she's holding a rabbit here. This is, we call it the jade rabbit. So everyone looks at the face of the moon and see different things. I think in the olden days, Chinese people, we saw it as a rabbit making like cakes. I think you can Google that. So it's very interesting because the sun here, it kind of stands for intense heat. There are 10 suns here. And the moon, with Chang'e being greedy, in some cases she's not greedy, she's just curious, and she saw this yummy delight in a box and she just ate it without knowing. So it's hard to, reconcile all these stories with the tarot. Judgment is Confucius, Kongzi. He's basically he basically laid down a lot of the 大道理, which is like it's so hard to translate. It's like all the principles of the world and how we should act, how we should behave. For example, filial piety is a big thing in Chinese culture. The universe, and this is Guan Yin. Beautiful. So that's the major arcana. Some of the minor arcana that I really like is like here, the Ten of Cups. So this one is Cheng Gui, I think. He basically protects people from like demons and things like that. Two of Cups. Not too clear where this is from, but I think it's from this famous poem, Chinese poem, 长月明月光, and you should go and listen to people read it. It's beautiful. The Nine of Coins is also another auspicious one. Looking at the little white book, this one is called Liu Hai. He's always with a little frog. So these are some of the cards that I really like and identify with. However, there are some of the cards that I don't know how to read. For example, the whole suit of swords are a bit difficult. Like Ace of Swords is one guy dancing with a sword. Two of Swords is a woman dancing with a sword. Sorry, that was upside down. She is dancing with two swords. Okay, Three of Swords is a woman dancing with three swords. You see, like I can't really tell. I think the Chinese characters does give a bit of character to it. Like this one is called 三剑闪烁, which means three blades shimmering in the light, which is Three of Swords. We usually think of it as heartbreak. Yeah. Four of Swords, which traditionally means rest, is two men holding two swords just resting. Again, Five of Swords is a man dancing with five swords. Six of Swords, which is about traveling and moving forward, is three maidens dancing with two swords each. Seven of Swords is usually, that guy running away, stealing seven swords. Here it's just people fighting. So again and again, the sword suit is just people dancing with swords. And I don't know, like Ten of Swords is like despair. And instead here is a master who is controlling 10. This is mostly in the sword suit. I think the rest of the suits are not as bad. I think, you see, okay, I'm not sure. You see, like, the Two of Coins. This makes me think of the Two of Cups. Instead of, juggling what you have. So, it's become difficult. I think the, and the thing is, the little white book still goes ahead to give you that traditional RWS meaning, I think. Like, you see, Two of Coins. A pair of coins symbolizes engagement, right? All indicate a happy marriage for the couple. So that is like, basically Two of Cups and what we saw. But if you read the divinatory meanings, it is new troubles, embarrassment. So a lot of things, I feel like they don't make sense. I like the deck for the images and nostalgia, like, oh, this is really the Chinese culture. But it's hard to read. The cup suit, I think, is the best that relates to the RWS. Like you see, Seven of Cups, pretty straightforward. So all in all, I mean, considering also how how glossy the cardstock is and how sticky it can be. And I mean, it's good cardstock in terms of thickness, and I tried cutting it because I thought it would look nicer borderless, but I'm not able to read with this deck. I don't recommend people who are strict RWS people or Thoth people to buy this deck. I think if you're interested in Chinese culture and you are ready or have enough time to learn the new system, this will be a great deck for you. And at least I still feel like it's worth supporting this deck just because they do the Chinese culture so right compared to others that I've seen. I think there's another Chinese tarot deck that's not by this person. I saw that and I felt like, yeah, like there's faux Chinese and Chinese, like the faux Chinese, like that Chinese font that you see on Chinese restaurants in the US, whereas this is traditionally Chinese. It comes from a real place of respect for the culture. Alright, I hope this video was enjoyable to watch. I know we didn't cover all the cards. I don't think this was the point of the video, nor did I really review. I just wanted to share with you my experiences with this deck and how excited I was to see a deck that respected the Chinese culture and still showed it to the best of its ability. In a way, I feel like someone who knows tarot enough and also knows Chinese culture enough can maybe make a better deck that really meets in the middle. The weak points here are the sword suit and some of the coins. Apart from that, everything else is great. I really like the interpretation of some of the majors, not so much some of the others, like the Hanging Ghost, which it is traditionally Chinese, but to replace the Hanging Man, I'm not too sure about that. Alright, I have rambled long enough. You guys have a great rest of the day and you take care, okay? Bye!